A lot of chicken shits out here. Nobody will argue with me. I have supporters. Supporters that actually do their own study because they've learned off of me a bit. The finger glasses are a perfect example. But I just want to put out there that you guys got to frickin' cut it out. You need to share me. You need to send my little clips to Joe Rogan. You need to send them to David. You need to send them to whoever just comes to your mind. It doesn't mean anything about you. You can even say, look at what this nutcase is saying. Do you think there's any backing to it? And I'm telling you, I got 6 years of backing, and that's why I'll stand in front of your face, just like this, and tell you more stuff. You know, these guys out there, like a David Paulides, he was a detective, so he thinks he's smart, but you notice how he's always bullshitted in his story, and now he comes out as a Bigfooter. And now he's putting on a whole big series, and now he's happy about all the numbers, and now he is still telling us nothing. He's telling us nothing but frickin' stories. And he's got to be stopped. He may be able to do very logical, smart, good research, but he ain't doing it. He cried every day for months and months and months and months. He couldn't do his self-therapy on his own. He had to do it with 10,000 or 50,000 people. There's something wrong a little bit with that, and you guys know it. We don't care that you're a detective. You still are just a man. Quit putting down every Bigfooter out there and challenge them for their facts. That's what I say. Challenge me for my facts. Finger glasses for the very first one. You guys have no clues what I'm talking about right now? Well, then look a little bit into my channel. Punch in my name with finger glasses and shit, and does it come up? I don't know. I'm not researching me. Anyways, gotta stop those clowns. Get them realistic. It's not easy. It's not near the story they think, and David, for how many years now, has done nothing but lost his son in all of this. Lost his son in all of this. You look at how many other guys out there are committing suicide. We get to see a mental episode from many of them before they commit their suicide. Little girl, 16 years old, they just put up a short. She had a little bit of a mental episode, went out there. And they say no bad business. 16 years old, they're just going to say she just died. I don't frickin' agree with it. I come from a humongous family. In some respects, there are hundreds and hundreds related people to me in Canada here. Not joking. And where's this all going? When am I going to get fed up with 5 years of shit? 6 years, 7 years, whatever. Of shitty pay. Less than $1,000. $1,000 a year. Haven't been paid for, I think, about 6 months or something. And they send a check once you make $100. That's realistic. And I live on not more than $1,000 a month. Hence how you see me maybe at times or whatever type thing, and where I am and stuff like that. Live on the road. Have a huge education. Got 4 children. They're all born in 4 years and 2 days. Got a ex-Punjabi wife. Her birth name was Jaswinder, but she went with Jesse. Pardon me if you didn't want me to say that. And That's my family crest. Scottish. We were border clan. See an Armstrong there? Strong arm. You see what I left out up there? When I got that, I was, I don't know, let's say in the late 20s. Mid-20 to late 20s. And I had a lot of issues with fighting growing up. And there I didn't want to put on Invictus Manio. We remain unvanquished. I didn't understand why I didn't want to put that. And it's because maybe I put my warrior to the side. And I've recently, in about 2 years back there, I said to my sons, I said, I'm going hard again, guys. My injury has brought me down to a pussy. Now I'm turning it back the other way, and I'm only going to be a warrior. And if we were to ask them if they noticed my warriorism picking up in last couple of years, it would be the words. But I think they would probably be supportive. I don't know. Maybe they just laugh and giggle about it and stuff and say, yeah. You know, they see humor in fathers, yeah? They're two boys. Look at my little army as 2 boys, 2 girls. Person that her parents were from India. Her father was not even allowed to go back and forth to India because he was so politically involved. They're from the Sikh background, this Sikh background. The father and mother are Armachak. The mother has passed away recently. And the father went really deep into it. He was one of these guys with the turban and what they call the 5Ks. And part of it is the headdress. Part of it is a comb, a knife, wrist bracelet, and a pair of underwear. And we all can joke about the underwear, but they're not tidy little things. It's a blanket. It's a rope. So they can survive when they're out there in the jungle fighting whoever they had to fight against. They have a great cause. They just want their piece of land like the Muslims got. You can't take away any of that from them. Violence and stuff, that's when we can get involved and say, what the frick are you guys doing? And that's why I'm involved here. And I get guys like David Paulides going, 411 missing, the UFO connection, look at it, looks like a spaceship. It's like, you are a fool. It's hard when a son dies, I would imagine. I had to go tell my parents that my brother, 2 years older than me, did a drug overdose and died. Me and my beautiful ex-wife at that time. She took my dad, I went to my mom, and it just came out and I just said, Mom, Keith's dead. I didn't care how I was going to say it. For about 10 years of my life, I practiced Islam. The religion that a lot of people would not like me for practicing. Then I stopped. Now I got way more people really not liking me because I stopped. I stopped before this big phase of whatever's going on and all these people talking about all this Islam stuff. I stopped before then. If I were to do a quick estimate, say beyond 10 years, that I stopped. And it was a wonderful experience, and it was a huge knowledge experience. And I decided by heart, I was raised as Christian, and I can't break that mold. Would Christians say I'm as good as Christian as them and they get to go to heaven and stuff? That doesn't really matter. And it doesn't at all matter to me. And I say it doesn't matter. When you get into this story, you get to know it doesn't matter. You get to know there was great teachers there. That's what you get to know. Great teachers, we always get to talk about them for the rest of life. Then we have another pretty great teacher that a certain amount of the science community or the non-science community argue with. Maybe it's the religious community. And that's Dr. Charles Darwin that used to once live. He was a scientist, and he's the one that, he's a big guy that represented, what do you call it? Like the progression of man from monkeys and stuff like this. The word slips me right now. Evolution. And in his still fully mind state of understanding, he had a huge confusion that would change all of what he's done, but not necessarily taking it off the map, but it would change it all. And his comment is that the forest is an abominable mystery. And it ain't no mystery to me anymore. And it shows tracks. That's why I think on my name now I say Scotty tracking. I fully, come up with my full name that I enjoy. It's been, you might have heard my voice whimpering a little bit as I tried to scratch my neck there. My back is shot right now. 5 days. But you need things to get your mind off of it, yeah? I'm not a pissed off guy. Not at all. I lived in a car like this. 3 different ones. About this same size. 3-4 years? After a back injury, and I couldn't go mental on workers' compensation. I couldn't be one of these guys that trigger and argue with workers' compensation like that. I couldn't do it with my intellect. I couldn't do it where I couldn't bust through that lady's female chauvinistic attitude towards a man. She's Indian of some sort, Hindu, Sikh, something like that. And you could feel a racial tension in her voice. If I'm exaggerating, I've been with a lot of people. You can imagine. I was Muslim for 10 years approximately, close to that. Signing off. Let me know what you think, please.